This is no accident. You were meant to hear these words. Right now, the ancient gods have turned their gaze upon you. Your name has been whispered across the halls of Olympus. Your soul has been tested. And now, the time has come. Deep within, you have always known you were different. You have felt the call, the invisible pull of something greater. But you have struggled. You have been lost in the storm of life, wandering through shadows, waiting for a sign. This is that sign. Few are chosen for this path. Even fewer answer the call. But those who do will rise beyond the limits of time itself. Something ancient stirs within you. The fire of the gods, the unbreakable force of the Titans. And soon, it will awaken. Type fire in the comments if you are ready to claim your divine power. You feel it. The weight of the world pressing down on you. The days blend into each other, each one a reflection of the last. You wake up. You go through the motions, and by nightfall you wonder, is this all there is? No matter how hard you push, you remain trapped, caught in an endless cycle, like a warrior without a battle, a king without a throne. There was a time you believed in more, a time when fire burned inside you, a time when you knew you were meant for something greater. But life has worn you down. You have tried, you have fought, but something holds you back. Is it fear? The quiet voice in your mind that whispers, what if I fail? Is it doubt? The weight of past mistakes dragging you down? Is it the voices of those who told you, you are not enough? And somehow you started to believe them. You have seen others rise, people who seem no different from you. And yet, here you stand, unmoving, watching, wondering why you remain chained while the world moves forward. There is a force within you, one you have long ignored, a fire that refuses to die, no matter how much the world has tried to extinguish it. You feel it when the night is quiet. You sense it when you dream of something greater. It is the echo of something ancient, something powerful that has lived inside you since the moment you took your first breath. But something is missing. A key, a spark to reignite the fire within. The gods have seen your struggle, and now they call your name. Forces beyond your understanding have been watching, waiting, seeing if you would break or if you would rise. The time has come to decide. The time has come to awaken. You have felt it. The weight of time pressing down upon you. The endless cycle of doubt, failure, and frustration. No matter how hard you push forward, something always pulls you back. You have fought battles unseen, waged wars within yourself, and yet you remain shackled. But this is no ordinary suffering. This is the suffering of the chosen. It is the fire that forges warriors, the pain that sculpts legends. You have been walking blindly through the storm, unaware that every step has been leading you here. There is a reason you have endured when others have fallen. A reason you have felt different, disconnected, as if you were destined for something greater. That feeling, that fire within, it was never a mistake. It was a whisper from the ancient ones, calling you toward your true path. You were never meant to live in the shadows. The gods have watched you struggle, and now they speak. A voice echoes from beyond, deep, resonant, unshaken. It calls your name. Awaken, mortal. The fire of transformation is upon you. The wind howls. The earth trembles beneath your feet. The weight of the past presses against your chest, demanding that you turn back, that you surrender to the comfort of what you have always known. But the gods do not call the weak. They do not summon those who are content with mediocrity. You stand at the threshold of something vast, something ancient. The path before you is shrouded in mist, filled with uncertainty. You do not know what lies ahead, but the choice is yours. Will you remain as you are, bound by fear, trapped in the cycle of the ordinary? Or will you step forward into the unknown and claim the power that has been waiting for you? The sky rumbles, and for a brief moment, the mist parts. A glimpse of something beyond, a world bathed in golden light, a realm where the strong stand unshaken, where those who have answered the call walk with the wisdom of the gods. But be warned, this is not a gift freely given. It must be earned. Many have heard this call, but only the worthy rise. Only those who dare to step into the unknown will claim the power that awaits. A storm rages in the heavens. The sky trembles. The moment of decision is here. You feel the fire stirring inside you, ancient and untamed. The choice stands before you, and deep within, you know this is the moment that will define you. The gods are watching, the path is open. Will you rise, or will you fall, like the countless souls who feared their own greatness? This is your awakening. Step forward and claim what is yours. You are not lost. You were never lost. You were being prepared. Every struggle, every setback, every moment of doubt, it was never meant to break you. It was meant to forge you. The gods have been watching. They have seen your pain, your battles, your silent wars, and now they have sent their answer. Prometheus steps forward, his presence towering, his voice like thunder. He has seen the fire within you, the strength buried beneath hesitation, the power waiting to be unleashed. You believe you are weak, that you have failed, that you are bound by the past, but you are mistaken. Every wound, every scar, it was a test. The gods do not grant power freely. They do not choose those who seek comfort. They demand proof. This is the moment where you decide who you are. Before you stands the path of transformation, the path walked only by those who refused to bow, who refused to break, who refused to remain as they were. This path is not easy. It will burn away everything you thought you were. It will demand everything you have. But if you take this step, if you claim what is already inside you, nothing will stand in your way. The gods have spoken, the fire is waiting. The choice is yours. The time for waiting is over. The path has been revealed. The fire has been set before you. But fire does not beg to be taken. It does not wait for hesitation. It must be claimed. This is the moment where the weak turn back, where fear whispers that the old life was easier, safer, known. But safety has never created strength. Comfort has never forged legends. You have lived in the cycle of hesitation for too long. How many times have you silenced the voice within you? How many times have you stood at the threshold of change and stepped away? This time must be different. This time you must walk forward. The gods are watching. The moment of decision is here. Step forward, and you will never be the same. Turn back, and the fire will fade, lost to those who refuse to claim it. The path ahead is not for those who seek ease. It will test you, burn away the weakness, strip away the illusions. It will demand everything. Only those who endure will stand at the end, transformed, unbreakable. You may feel the weight of doubt pressing against you, the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure. But hear this: every hero before you has felt the same. Every warrior who rose beyond mortal limits once stood exactly where you stand now. The only difference between those who rise and those who fade is choice. This is your choice. Do not hesitate. Do not wait for another sign. This is the sign. This is the moment. If you have heard the call, if the fire burns inside you, make it known. Type, "I am ready," in the comments. Let the gods see who is prepared. This is the point of no return. Step forward, or be forgotten. The first step has been taken. The path is no longer a choice. It is a commitment. But now the trials begin. The gods do not grant power without a test. They do not reward those who only desire greatness. They demand proof. And proof is given through struggle, through fire, through the pain of transformation. This is the point where many turn back. The weak seek an easy road, a path free of suffering. But no such path exists for those who seek true power. Every hero before you has walked through fire. Every warrior who stands immortal in legend was forged through pain. Not one escaped the trials, and neither will you. The world will push against you. The weight of failure, the burden of expectation, the voices of doubt, they will all rise against you, screaming for you to stop. Your body will ache, your mind will break, your soul will be tested beyond its limits. And this is where the gods will watch. Not to see if you are perfect, not to see if you never fall, but to see if you will rise again. The pain will come, but you will rise. The weight will crush you, but you will push back. The storm will rage, but you will walk forward. The gods are not looking for those who never fail. They are looking for those who refuse to stay down. This trial is not here to destroy you. It is here to reveal you. The fire will burn away the weakness. The storm will strip away the illusions. What remains will be something unbreakable. You may not see it now, but deep within you, a power is awakening. The first spark of something greater, something eternal. But you must endure. You must step into the fire willingly, knowing it will hurt, knowing it will tear you apart, because what is rebuilt in its place will be something stronger than steel, sharper than the blade of a god, more powerful than those who have walked this path before you. This is not the end. This is the beginning. And the gods are watching. The storm has not broken you. The fire has not consumed you. You have endured, but the gods are not finished. You have survived the first trials, but survival is not enough. Strength is not just about standing. It is about stepping forward into the unknown, into the final test that will decide everything. This is where hesitation takes root, where exhaustion clings to your limbs like chains, whispering that you have done enough, that you have earned the right to stop, that no one would blame you for turning back. But the gods do not honor those who stop at the edge of greatness. You were not chosen to survive. You were chosen to rise. Ahead, the path narrows. The light dims. The final threshold stands before you, a wall of shadow and fire, daring you to step through. Few have reached this point. Even fewer have crossed it. This is where your old self begins to fade. The part of you that clings to fear, to doubt, to hesitation. It will not survive what comes next. And that is the purpose of the journey, to strip away everything that no longer serves you. You may think you are not ready, that you are not strong enough. But the truth is this: no one ever feels ready for their greatest transformation. No warrior ever stands before the final battle without fear. No hero ever reaches this moment without the weight of the past pressing against them. But the difference between those who rise and those who fall is a single step. One step forward, one step into the unknown, one step away from the person you were and toward the person you are meant to become. The gods are waiting, the fire still burns, the choice remains. Do you take this step, or do you let fear make it for you? The time has come. Move forward or be left behind. This is the breaking point. Everything has led to this moment. Every step, every trial, every battle fought in silence. None of it has prepared you for what stands before you now. The darkness rises, swallowing the path ahead. The fire you carried flickers, weakened by the weight of doubt, of exhaustion, of fear. You have come too far to turn back. But what if you are not strong enough to continue? This is the moment where all who have walked before you have faced their reckoning. The moment where the gods do not test your strength. They test your soul. The voices return. The past screams for your surrender. Every failure, every mistake, every doubt that has ever haunted you gathers in the shadows, whispering the one thing you fear most. You are not enough. The weight is unbearable. The pain is unlike anything you have faced before. The fire within you dims, flickering on the edge of extinction. This is where many fall, where the chosen are separated from the forgotten. You stand on the edge of oblivion. One step forward and you may be consumed. One step back and you will never rise again. But in the depths of despair, when everything is stripped away, when there is nothing left to hold on to, that is when the truth is revealed. The fire was never outside of you. It was never given by the gods. It was never something that could be lost. It has always been within you. The darkness is not here to destroy you. It is here to awaken you. This is the moment where you decide. Do you let the fire die? Or do you rise, despite everything, and walk through the storm as something greater than you have ever been? The fire did not die. Through the storm, through the darkness, through the agony of breaking, you remained. And now something has changed. The weight that once crushed you is gone. The doubt that once poisoned your mind has vanished. The fear that once held you captive has burned away. Because in your suffering, you have uncovered something greater. The power was never outside of you. It was never given by the gods. It was never something that could be taken. It was within you all along. And now it has awakened. You rise, not as you were, but as something else. Stronger, wiser, unshaken. You no longer fear the storm. You are the storm. You no longer seek the fire. You are the fire. The gods have been watching. They did not intervene, not because they abandoned you, but because they were waiting for you to see the truth. That no one was coming to save you, that no divine force would hand you your destiny, because you were never meant to be saved. You were meant to rise on your own. This is the moment few ever reach. The moment where the world no longer shapes you. You shape the world. The moment where the chains of the past shatter, not because they were removed, but because they were never strong enough to hold you in the first place. The power you sought was never a gift to be received. It was always a force to be reclaimed. And now, you have done what few have ever dared to do. You have claimed the fire. You have claimed your power. And now you are unstoppable. You are no longer the one who was lost. You are no longer the one who doubted. You are no longer the one who hesitated at the edge of greatness. You have stepped through the fire, and the fire has made you something else. And now the world will know your name. You stand where few have ever stood. The fire no longer consumes you. The storm no longer shakes you. The doubts that once held you captive have faded into nothing. You are no longer who you were. You have faced the trials. You have endured the pain. You have stood at the edge of oblivion and refused to fall. And now you are transformed. The gods do not speak. They do not need to. Their silence is not rejection. It is acknowledgement. You have proven yourself. There is nothing more for them to say. Everything that once controlled you, once limited you, once chained you to a life of hesitation, has been destroyed. The world looks different now, not because it has changed, but because you have. The weight that once held you down is gone. The fears that once whispered in your mind have vanished. The struggle did not destroy you. It shaped you. You do not seek permission anymore. You do not wait for a sign, because you are the sign. You are the force that moves mountains. You are the storm that no one can withstand. This moment was never about winning or losing. It was never about proving yourself to the gods. It was about proving yourself to you. The fire that now burns within you was never meant to be controlled. It was never meant to be given. It was always meant to be claimed. And now you have claimed it. The chains of the past have been shattered. The path ahead is yours to walk, not as a follower, not as one who waits for fate to decide, but as one who commands their own destiny. This is not the end of the journey. This is not the final victory. This is the beginning of something greater. The world will see you differently now. Some will fear you. Some will admire you. Some will never understand the path you have walked. But none of them will matter. Because now you know who you are. You have risen, and nothing will ever bring you down again. You have walked through the fire. You have stood against the storm. You have faced your breaking point, and you did not fall. Now you return. But you are no longer the same. The world you left behind still exists. The same faces, the same places, the same voices that once doubted you. The ones who told you that you were not enough, that you could not rise, that you would always remain as you were. But now none of it holds power over you. You do not seek approval. You do not ask for permission. You do not wait for someone else to tell you that you are ready, because you have already proven it. They may not recognize you. They may look into your eyes and sense that something has changed, though they cannot name it. They may feel your presence before you even speak, as if something unseen now moves through you, something undeniable. What they see now is not arrogance, it is not pride, it is certainty. You have seen what lies beyond fear. You have stepped beyond the limits they accepted as unbreakable. You have faced what they never dared to face. And you have returned, not as you were, but as something greater. They may not understand you now. They may question how you endured, how you survived, how you walked into the storm and came back with the fire still burning inside you. But their understanding is not required. You did not walk this path for them. You did not fight these battles to be accepted. You rose for yourself. And now you stand among the few who did not turn back. You have carried the fire through the darkness. You have faced the trials and emerged unshaken. You do not need to announce your transformation. You do not need to explain. Those who can see will see. Those who are ready will understand. The rest will fade into the past, along with the version of you they once knew. This is not the end of your journey. This is not the closing of your story. This is the moment where you step forward, with nothing left to fear, with no chains left to break. The world has not changed, but you have, and now nothing will ever be the same again. The fire that once flickered uncertainly now burns with steady, unshakable power. The storms that once threw you into doubt now pass without touching you. The voices that once held you back now fall silent in your presence. This is your new life. You do not need to prove yourself anymore. You do not need to explain what has changed. The world will see it. Every step you take is different now. You move with purpose, not hesitation. You no longer fear the unknown. You welcome it. The trials did not break you. They revealed you. The suffering did not destroy you. It transformed you. And now you walk forward, not as a seeker, not as one searching for answers, but as one who knows. You are no longer waiting for something outside of you to grant you strength. You are the source of your own power. You do not ask for permission. You do not wait for the right moment. You move because you decide when the moment is right. This is the difference between who you were and who you are now. The chains that once bound you, the doubts, the fears, the voices that told you to stay small, are nothing more than echoes of a past you have left behind. The life you once lived, the world you once knew, has not changed. But you have, and that changes everything. You no longer see obstacles. You see opportunities. You no longer hesitate. You act. You no longer ask why. You ask what is next. Because this is not the end of the journey. This is the beginning of something greater. This is the life you were meant to claim. And now nothing stands in your way. Look back for a moment. Not with regret, not with longing, but with understanding. See the path you walked, the pain you endured, the doubts you overcame. Every moment that tried to break you, every trial that forced you to rise. You were tested, shaped, and transformed. The person who began this journey no longer exists. That version of you was left behind in the fire. In their place stands something greater. You have changed in ways the world may never fully understand. You carry a strength they cannot see, a fire they will never feel. But you know what it took to stand here. You know the battles fought in silence, the struggles no one witnessed. You know the nights spent in doubt, the days spent pushing forward when nothing made sense. And now, you stand at the end of one path, and the beginning of something far greater. The gods no longer watch with judgment. They watch with recognition. Because you have done what few ever will. You have faced the darkness. You have claimed the fire. And now, you walk forward, not as someone searching for strength, but as someone who is strength. The fears that once held you back, they are nothing but echoes now. The chains that once bound you, they are dust beneath your feet. The version of yourself that once hesitated, once questioned, once stood at the edge of greatness and feared to take the step, they no longer exist. You have become something unstoppable. This is the moment where everything changes. Not because the world has changed, but because you have. And now, there is no force in this world that can stand in your way. The fire has been claimed. The trials have been endured. The transformation is complete. But this is not the end. This is only the beginning. Now the choice is yours. Will you step forward into this new life, armed with the strength you have earned? Will you carry this fire with you, shaping your own path, standing unshaken no matter what comes next? Or will you let this moment fade, slipping back into the world as it was before? Those who are truly ready never stop learning, never stop growing, never stop sharpening the mind and the soul. If you are ready to take the next step in mastering your emotions and fortifying your mind, watch Uncover the Secret to Emotional Resilience. This video will equip you with the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, the same principles that have shaped warriors, philosophers, and leaders for centuries. Learn how to control your reactions, build unshakable inner strength, and turn adversity into opportunity. The trials will come again, but this time, you will face them with absolute resilience. Your journey does not end here, it only evolves. Watch the next video now. Your transformation continues.